Hi, I'm Mark, and in this lesson we're going to look at some licks to play over a 12-bar blues in the key of C minor. So the way this lesson's going to work is you're going to hear me play an example solo over a 12-bar blues in the key of C minor, and then I'm going to break the licks down and show them one by one. So here's a solo. So there you've just heard an example solo in C minor over a 12-bar blues. What we're going to do now is break the licks down one by one. But before I do that, I just want to tell you a few things about the track. So the backing track is available on my YouTube channel, and I'll put a link in the description below. Also, like all my lessons, I make the tab available. If you'd like a copy of the tab, please send me an email. Again, link in the description below. This particular lesson is over a straight 4/4 12 bar. Usually most of my lessons I tend to play over shuffles, so a shuffle would go a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 like that, whereas a straight just goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the timing's a little bit different than what I'd usually do, but I wanted to try something a little different, and this one's got kind of a bit more of a funky feel to it. So I hope you enjoy jamming over the backing track and learning the licks. So we'll start with lick 1, and lick 1 goes like this. Nice and simple, only 3 notes. What we're doing is we're starting on the 11th fret on the B string, bending up to hit the C, which is the 13th fret of the B string, and then hitting the 8 on the top E before sliding up to the 13 on the B. So nice and slow, we get this. And when I'm counting that in on the solo, there's a kind of a 1-bar intro before the solo starts, where just kind of there's a drum fill that builds up, and this comes in on beat 4, so go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, so that you hit that note there on the 1 of the first beat of the first bar of the 12 bar. So nice and slow again, goes like this. So that's lick 1. Lick 2 goes like this. And the way this works is what we're doing is we're bending 13 to 15 on the top E. Then we're coming back down to 13 before hitting 10. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop down a fret and outline this kind of D-shaped chord here. So if you imagine that's actually that's a B-flat chord. So what we're doing is we're just outlining the notes of a B-flat chord, and you think of that just as your regular D chord there, just kind of brought all the way up, so that we're around the 10th and 11th fret. So it goes like this. And what that's doing is that's basically creating a harmony for the F minor chord that's playing underneath this, because the B flat kind of sounds interesting over the F minor. So what we're doing is we're bending the 13 up to the 15th, back down to the 13th, hitting 11, back down to 10, and then that's where we start the outline of this D chord, and we go 10, 11, and then back to 10 across the E, B and G strings. So nice and slow. So that's lick 2. Lick 3 follows straight afterwards, and it goes like this. So we're just using 8 on the G string and 10 on the D string, and doing that twice. And what I'll often do is when I hit that 8 on the G string, just kind of bend it slightly sharp, and end with a bit of a vibrato wiggle on the D string. Okay, so that's licks 1, 2 and 3. Before I go on, I'd just like to say, if you enjoyed the lessons, please check out my other lessons. If you'd like to support me, please check out my band, Northbound. I'll put a tune right at the end of the lesson, so if you want to hear what we sound like, you'll be able to do that. CDs available from all good download stores, and you can check out our website as well. Please give us a like on Facebook and those kind of things. I give these lessons away for free, so if you just give us a like on Facebook or something, show me that you appreciate it. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, and on with lick 4. So lick 4 goes like this. And this is a really kind of classic blues lick that you hear, over and over again on a kind of every standard blues tune. It's basically just taking the 10th fret of the G string, bending it up 2 frets, and then hitting 8 on the top E and then 8 on the D. Sorry, on the B. So we get this to start with. And then what we're going to do is take 11th fret on the B string and just slide it up to the 13th. You'll notice we're hitting this 13th fret on the B string quite a lot. That's because that's a C, that's the root of the progression, root of the scale we're using. So it's a nice note to kind of end the lick on. And now for lick 5, where we've moved to the F minor. That's the chord that's playing underneath at this point in the progression. So what we're going to do is we're going to change scale slightly. So up to now, everything we've been playing has pretty much been C minor pentatonic. What we're going to do here is just kind of pick some notes from that F minor, at that F minor chord. I guess really what I'm doing is I've now swapped to playing F minor pentatonic, but I'm not really thinking like that. I'm just looking and seeing where that chord is on the fretboard, and I'm going to pick some notes. So the lick goes like this. So nice and slow. And what we're doing is we're starting 9 on the B string, which is actually the minor third of the underlying F minor scale, F minor, chord. So I'm picking that note from the chord. So we're going 9 on the B to 10 on the G twice. And then we're playing, 8 on the G string, to 10 on the D string, back to 8 on the G string, to hitting the D string, 10 on the G string twice. So that little section goes like this. So the whole thing nice and slow. Okay, that was lick 5. If you're liking these licks, please subscribe, please share the lesson, and please check out my other lessons as well. Okay, and then on with lick 6. So lick 6 goes like this. Okay, and now I'll do that slow. So what we've basically got is a repeated lick. We're starting by bending the 11th fret up to the 13th fret and then hitting top E on the 8th, which is actually the start of the start of lick 1 as well. So we're basically repeating that idea, and what we do is we do that 4 times. And then the 5th time we're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to kind of drop it up a string. So we're going to go top E and bend 11 to 13, and then we're going to come back down, back to the 8. So far we have this. And then we're just going to end by again sliding 11 to 13 on the B string. Again, just ending on our root note. Whole lick, nice and slow, one more time. Now I will say, sometimes when I play this, I actually, instead of playing those as kind of two separate notes, the bend and then the 8 on the top string, I kind of just push through them, so you get both strings together and then I pick the top E again, so you get this. Which sounds quite nice, particularly up to speed. So you can do it either way. What you might notice is there might be the odd discrepancy between the actual example solo and the lesson and the licks I'm showing in the lesson and the tab. And that's actually because I'm not a great teacher, I'm just trying my best here. And when I do the example solo, sometimes I kind of feel it a little different, so I play things that I didn't quite intend to. So if there's any of that kind of pushing through and hitting kind of other odd notes and things, just please excuse that. That's just me being sloppy. That's been noted on quite a few of my other videos, and I can only apologise. But anyway, on with this lesson. So what we've just hit is lick 6, and now we've got lick 7, which is probably the most complex of the licks in this particular lesson, and it goes like this. Okay, so what we're doing is, if you think of our minor pentatonic, we'll all know first position here. But if you know your 5 positions of the minor pentatonic scale, you'll know that all of those licks, all those notes appear a couple of frets down as well. So we get this shape. So that's 5th position of the minor pentatonic, and basically what I'm doing is I'm using that as a kind of way to run down from this the C, which is the 8th fret, top E, back down to the C, which is the 5th fret of the G string. So we get this. Okay, what I'm actually doing here is I'm starting and I'm going 8 to 6 on the top E, and that's a pull off. Then I'm going 8 on the B string, back to 6 on the top E. So that's our first 4 notes. Then what I'm playing is the land on the 8 again. And that kind of completes the first phrase. Then the next phrase goes like this, which is very similar to the first one, except we've kind of dropped down a string. So what we're doing is we're anchoring this index finger on the 6th fret of the B string, and we're hammering onto 8 and then pulling back off, and then we're hitting 8 on the G string, back to 6 on the B string, back to 8 on the G string. So the first part goes like this, the second part goes like this, so you notice phrasing's very similar on those two, and then we finish by, I'm using my my little finger. You can use your ring finger if you want. I just find it easier on my little finger. What I'm doing is I'm holding down the G and the B string together and just kind of hitting that and giving it just the slightest of bends. I'm doing that twice before landing on the 5th fret of the G string. So 3 parts all together, nice and slow. Okay, that's lick 7. Lick 8 kind of continues on from there where we were, so we're back, little finger holding down G and B strings together. And so just like the end of lick 7, we're going to repeat that, we're going to go. So that's 8 on the G and B together twice, and then off to 5 on the G. And then what I'm playing is 8 to 5 on the G string to 8 to 5 on the D string. And the reason why I'm ending on that note there is because that is a G, which is the root note of the underlying chord at this point. So this kind of occurs on the turnaround where we're going from a C to a G. So I'm outlining the C chord by using the C minor, by using that, and then I'm basically from there walking down to the G note. And I'm ending on that G note, ready for the chord progression to then start again. So lick 8, nice and slow, goes like this. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please check out the description below. Please leave me some comments as well, because I love kind of getting feedback on this, but please be nice. And I'll see you again.
I don't want you to weep and worry.